Okay, good evening, everyone. We're continuing with 4 minutes of Mishlei. So I want to start with a few psukim to highlight from this Perek, which we're up to Perek Gimel, the third Perek. And that is the pasuk in pasuk Beis. It says, Ki orech yamim ushnos chayim, for the length of days and years of life, v'shalom yosifu lach, and peace will they add to you. So how do you get what's called length of days and length of years of life? And what's the difference between the two? So the Gra, in his parish on Pirkei Avos, the Mishnah in Perek Beis, Mishnah Zayin tells us a number of things. It says, Mar b'nesachim, mar b'daiga is somewhat familiar to people. If you have a lot of property, you got more worries, more problems. But one of the things it says there is mar b'Torah, mar b'chaim. If you have more Torah, you have more life. What does that mean? So the Vilna Gaon, the Gra, quotes our pasuk in Mishlei, and he says, because orech yamim u'shnos chaim u'shalom yosifu lach, that if you have more Torah, then you'll have longer life. And the Malbim comments on this and says, specifically, there's two different things. There's orech yamim and shnos chaim. K'shebo nirdafim, if a person is chased, they're under a lot of pressure, things aren't going so well for them, yitzayim orech yamim yimei tova. They are promised or designated long days, or let's call it length of days. She'oz yamav aruchim imiluim batov. It means that their days, even if they're difficult, even if they're struggle, there will be a value and they'll be filled with goodness. B'shnos chaim mitzayin shiyar b'shnei chayav. That means b'tzchus haTorah v'hamitzvah yosifu lo shanim. If you put yourself and throw yourself into Torah and a mitzvah, to have literally a longer life. So there seems to be two different things here. One is the length of your days and then the length of your life. So I just recalled a story that I heard many years ago. I couldn't exactly verify it, but maybe you've heard it before. There's a story told when the Ger Rebbe, the Sfas Emes, passed away. He died at a relatively younger age, 58. And one of the children of the Ger Rebbe said, our father had arichas yamim. He had long days. So one of the other brothers said, what are you talking about? He didn't have arichas yamim. He passed away younger. And then the other brother said, no, I didn't say arichas shanim, I said arichas yamim. In other words, he used every day that he had and brought in that tov that we were just talking about. He had an elevation through his Torah. His discipline and his dedication to Torah gave each day, even like there were more hours, so to speak, there was more usage and utility of those days. He didn't have the second bracha, which is the shnos chaim, the length of the days, but he had, the length of years, but he had arichas yamim. His days were longer. Another thing just to think about, how do we accomplish this? And that is what is, I think the next few psukim address this. The pasuk Dalet says, U'matzachem v'sichel tov be'ini Elokim v'adam. To find favor in the eyes of Hashem, but also in the eyes of man. So we just covered finding favor in the eyes of Hashem. To throw yourself in the Torah, you get more bracha, you have more meaning. We could look at it from a rational perspective. You have more commitment to Torah, so each day you use to its fullest. But then what does it mean that you should be good in the eyes of man? So we see from this, and I think this is a good litmus test for healthy religious growth. We see from this that if you are in a healthy place and you're growing and you are committing yourself to more Torah, so then you should be more favorable and have your better relationships with other people. I'm not saying it's always the case, but a litmus test for someone who is growing spiritually, and if it's a healthy way, then it's going to impact positively the relationships with others. If it's not, then you have to sort of question, is this really the type of Torah that we're talking about, mar b'Torah, mar b'chachma, but maybe not. So that's, I think, one of the ways that we can get to this level of arichas yamim and shanim chayim, which is this idea of matzah tov, not just be'ini Hashem, but finding goodness in the eyes of God, but also finding goodness in our relationships with other people.